Okay, we have film review today. I call these popcorn in a movie. Don't get to a film review that often because I don't watch a movie all at once. We're reviewing a horror movie today, a fairly newer horror movie, Popeyes Revenge. And the main story is there was a group of counselors and they're supposed to open a summer camp at this location. So this film starts off the one group right away. They just have a sex scene. But they were doing more of like a documentary. Only 2 or 3 of them. And the Popeye, you see him with his muscular arms, the sailor hat, and the hook. And the killing, when they were having sex, he kills them with his hand in the back. He's supposed to be like a stronger guy. Normally that would throw me off. And then the rest of the movie I won't like it. But I gave the rest of the movie a try. Because normally you cannot kill anybody with your bare hand. It just doesn't work out that way. He did that a couple times with the second group that came in, a much larger group, and they're supposed to open up some kind of summer camp. But the thing I don't get is the mother comes into play near the end, and there's a second person in there, a girl with the kind of red eyes. She didn't do any killing till the end. So these are spoiler, if you don't know, spoiler reviews. You know the ending if you're going to watch my review. This movie's called Popeyes Revenge. And apparently there's another one. So you see the mother talking to them near the end of the movie after most of them get killed off. A couple of them had kind of sex scenes, but they died off. And this group was supposed to open up like a summer camp, but from this movie, if you don't read the cover, you don't know. There's nothing about them being counselors or there was a little bit of a beginning of where they were in a school and they were, or somewhere that school area, and they were planning to go on the trip, but then the parents kind of came in and the kids took off to this camp. And it was a much larger group. Slowly he started killing them. And they don't notice that they're missing. So they just go on with each other daily routine. So eventually the girl comes into play with the red eyes. When he got into the killing of this one girl that looked kind of good looking to me, she was kind of like a slut, but she kind of set the pace for the movie. Then there's the blonde one near the end, which kind of made the movie better. She died in the car. The slut with kind of red hair, she died in the hot tub or bathtub. The guy left. They kind of didn't. They were about to have sex, but they didn't, and kind of didn't happen. And he left. And she's just there all alone. And that's where Popeye comes and kills her, strangles her. That's when the girl walks in. First time you see her. You see her again when she runs into the house for some reason to warn them or something. Then I think either that's the first time or that's the second time you see her. First time I think she ran in to warn them about something. And they opened the door for her and she came in and talking about something. Then you see Popeye jumping out of the ship. He was either his house on the other dock. And one of the counselors found it. They went into his house and they see looked and seen a bunch of bodies there. And he tried to get away. that's when most of them started disappearing. They started disappearing, and then nobody notices them, that they're gone. The group's getting smaller and smaller. But near the end, the blonde girl, when she died, when it really brought me back. He killed a couple of them with his bare hand from the back, pulling out their spine or something. You cannot do that with nobody. I don't care if you're the strongest man, Popeye. You cannot punch a hole in somebody's back and kill them. He tried strangling them first and then punched them or something. A couple times he killed them with the sea axe or whatever it's called. He carried that big axe with him, anchor or something like that, like a big huge anchor. Eventually that's what he died with. The girl was, and then after the girl died in the car, the parents came in again, and that's when the mom came in, and one of the parents of the moms died, and then the story took over. The mom knew something more about the son, or about that Popeye. We're talking to the surviving camper, or they're supposed to open up a camp, or something like that, but you couldn't know from the storyline, unless if you read the instructions. But from that's when he tried to kill the parents and the rest of them. The girl came in killing the parents or something. That's when she came in. Eventually they killed her in a fire. That's kind of a cool scene when they kill her in the fire. Then the girl on the tractor tried to kill Popeye. He died with his own chain. The man had his axe, or what do they call that hook, threw it between his legs or something, so the tractor could pull him. And then she drove over him like he did it to one of the members earlier on. One of the members of the group got killed with the tractor as well. And so she did the same thing to him with his hands. And then the father, I think the father or the son, whoever he was, to the group, and her, two surviving from the larger group. Then she has this like kind of medallion or something. She threw it in the lake. Then you see it come back. Then the scene kind of turns around. You see Popeye again, strangling her. But it's a different Popeye. He had the arms. The Popeye that died would have the mangled arms, but he was strangling her with two arms. So something happened there that there's two Popeye. Second Popeye came in the very end, and that's when the movie ended. But as the guy was there with her, he just stood there watching while he was choking her, and the movie ended. So I don't know if that was the son that survived or the father, but it's one of the two. I think it was the son of the father that came. I don't think it was the father. I could be wrong. It could have been the father that survived, but it could have been one of the members of the group. I think that was there. I think the parents that were there as well, but they died. Or I'm not quite sure which one it was. Either the parent of the children that was there that survived in the end, or that was the group's younger kids. So either way, it doesn't matter. It's more about the movie, not about the history of the movie. To me, I'm going to give it a thumbs up, but because of the killing, bear killing, that kind of ruins it for me. But the end of the movie brought it back. So I'm giving it a thumbs up. Popeye, it's called Popeye's Revenge. And apparently there is another Popeye. So I don't know how many they made it, but this one's called Popeye's Revenge, and it's 1 hour 20 minutes horror movie, and it goes on in English. Yeah, the counselors were supposed to open up a summer camp, and based on just watching the movie, I wouldn't know what they were. the first group I kind of knew. They were doing an introduction, like a film introduction. They weren't doing no camp opening or anything, so it was a different group in the beginning. So this group is supposed to be like counselors, and they went to explore the land there, and that's when Popeye started terrorizing them and started killing them. So there were a few sex scenes in there, so it's kind of good horror film. Overall, Popeye's Revenge, when it came out, very new movie. So 2025 is the release date. No, it doesn't. Not in 2025. Popeye's Revenge is, yeah, Popeye's Revenge is 2025. So there are other different Popeyes. There's another one called Shiver Me Timbers. So I don't know how many different versions of Popeye there are, but Popeye the Sailor Man, then there's Popeye's Revenge. So there are other Popeye horror movies out there. So how many there are is hard to tell. It could be about 3 of them as far as I could tell. But first time we're hearing about this kind of horror films, and they take a childhood character like Popeye, turning him into a serial killer. Kind of a downer, but that's what they're doing with the characters that we grew up with, turning them into serial killers. So what's next? Mickey Mouse into a serial killer? I don't know. But the movie, I could be wrong on the release date, so I'm just trying to double check quickly. It's called Popeye's Revenge, so should be 2025 for the release date, but there's other versions of Popeye out there as well, so I think at least 3 more different versions, or at least 2 different versions, so it could be like a triplet version now. So first time seeing this one, so don't know if it's the very first one. They started off with the cartoon characters talking about the film. I always forgot that part of the film, but it went into the movie. So there was like a cartoonish story in the beginning. If you pay attention to the cartoon or not, but thanks for watching Popcorn and Movie, Popeye's Revenge. I'm giving it a thumbs up. Except I don't like the killing part where he killed him with his bare hand. Even though he's the strongest man, Popeye, eats spinach and all that, so naturally he has more strength. But you shouldn't be able to kill anybody with your bare hand, or let alone punching somebody in the back and going into their guts with your own hand. It doesn't happen to me. The rest of the movie, it happened twice in the movie. But still, I'm going to push the movie into thumbs up because the rest of the movie was good, except for those 2 scenes. So it's a good watch at least one more time. So if it's a movie I could continue watching, I don't know, but at least one more time I could watch the movie, so I'm giving it a thumbs up because the mother news stuff, talking about Popeye near the end, so you would have to catch on to that, what she was talking about with the girl that survived. Then the creep lady came in and killed a couple of them. That's when things were kind of good in the end. So, it's a good watch. Thanks for watching. Popcorn in a Movie. It's a film review. Try to do it like Siskel and Ebert kind of take. Thumbs up or thumbs down. I'm giving it a thumbs up.